We know that you should be following Brian White. You should be following him because why? Because he is a reporter on the ground. And I don't mean that he's laying there on the ground with, his feet up or his back up. I don't know. Anyway, Brian, you have you're almost home from a trip where you came down and checked out the diner again and then went over and checked out Lathrop. And I'm not sure there might have been other things too. But anyway, give us an update on Lathrop and or anything else that you feel was important in your tripping last week.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I got a tour of the Megapack, and it was great. I was able to bring a few people along. I reached out to my patrons and said, if you can make these dates work, I can get you in. And a handful of folks were available. So it was a great time. Got to hang out with some people who are as in the woods as you and I are. It's in the weeds, in the woods,
Woods. Hmm.
in the weeds as much as you and I are. It was an absolute blast. I am at one of those people's houses right now because my live streams crave the Wi-Fi. So what I saw at the Mega Factory, of course, I asked a lot of questions and they answered the ones they're able to, they're allowed to, and we're more forthcoming about saying no, more comfortable saying no. And just, I can't, obviously, I asked, whose batteries do you use? And they said, come on, I definitely can't answer that. I go, can you tell me if you use more than one supplier? I can't. I can't touch the topic. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's who knows? Maybe it's Duracell. I'm not going to tell you. So, but I do own eyeballs and I brought them with me on the tour. But my rule, because you are expected to not disclose proprietary information, my rule is I will only disclose something that I find interesting if I can find it mentioned elsewhere before.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm giving you is a contextualized view of the greatest hits that's already been made public. So what I can tell you is there are a lot of industrial robots working in this factory.
Hmm.
We've seen them in the videos that they show, the big industrial arms. But there's still a lot of human steps and you can see those in the published videos from Tesla as well, because there are areas like caulking the inside of a giant cabinet. That would be a real chore for an industrial arm where a human can just do it. It's
Right.
done. So then you've got, but you do
But it
have,
sounds like an easy job for Optimus.
I don't know how easy it would be, but it definitely sounds like a job for Optimus. I mean, if it takes Optimus a month to figure it out, it's still going to be infinite savings.
Right.
Then they do the powder coating.
Mm-hmm.
But the neat thing is, and it's powder coated because that's the most durable paint there is. What I learned that I thought was fascinating, and I guess I should have assumed this, I didn't realize it, this is published, is that it is a car factory except Megapacks. The steel comes in one side, the Megapacks go out the other. There are a lot of pieces that are made somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
some of them even by someone else,
Mm-hmm.
but that's also true of a car.
Sure.
Do you know what they call the section of the factory when the cabinet is being put together? They call that the body in white.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it. All of their process control systems, all of their rate of construction tracking systems they have, it's all automotive. Why wouldn't it be? They know how to do that. So it just all day you just watch these darn things printing money, Randy. The one thing I did learn, and I can't believe I didn't catch this before, is the Megapack 2XL, which is what they've been making for a couple of years now. It is the one that they have sold the most of by far, has suffered in terms of catastrophic failures, like it caught on fire,
Mm-hmm.
has suffered a grand total of 0 losses. 0. And I should be surprised by that, but of course I'm not, because I understand all of the individual subsystems. I understand who writes the code and how they write the code. 0 catastrophic failures. And I said, who else has catastrophic failures? And she just kind of looked at me. I'm like, yeah, I know. I just figured I'd try.
All
I'm not
right.
going to talk smack about the competition either, Brian. So, okay.
So we had extremely low numbers on energy storage deployment at the first quarter numbers on April 2nd. Were you able to discern anything about that at all?
Yeah, so there were a handful of questions that I hoped they would answer because I know they know the answer. Like, whose battery is this? Do you have multiple suppliers? But on questions like that, we still ask them.
Mhm.
But they're the manufacturing side. We just make stuff and ship it. We haven't had any big shutdowns or slowdowns or stuff broken or anything.
Mhm.
So we just know that the product's moving out, which leads me to believe that, as you had guessed, you were correct that it was all accounting.
Mhm.
So that money is still there. It just hasn't hit the books yet.
Okay. All right. Because so we should have with a lumpy situation, we should have a lump someday that is a lump on the shock surprise on the upside.
These hills and valleys will happen. This was a valley.
Yes. Okay. All right. And then you continued your trip down to the LA area. And I understand we're going to be opening lots more diners. Did that seem to
Yes.
be, of course, you guys, I guess, own your group there had bought out the entire place, but uh, is your sense that this diner is doing very well?
So we bought out half of the second floor
Okay.
outside seating area. So the other half was still open, and there were a lot of people over there. Uh, the whole downstairs was open. But I also went earlier, a day or two earlier. I went at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 9 o'clock in the morning on a weekday, it was still pretty busy.
Wow.
I wouldn't say a third full, but 9 o'clock in the morning on a weekday is off peak.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is, not a, a, a pancake hotspot. They do have all kinds of breakfast foods,
Oh, they do.
but
Okay.
oh, they do some, a few, but, and they have coffee and all that, but it was still plenty busy. And then our event was on a Saturday night, and it was, I got there 3 hours early because why not? It was already hopping. It was already like congestion pricing at the chargers at 4 on a Saturday.
Hmm.
So it's the rumors of it being dead would
Are
only make
dead.
sense. Would only make, well, no one goes there, Randy. It's too crowded.
Right. Yes.
The protesters are gone. So maybe that's what they mean is the
Oh, I
protesters
see. I see. I
have
see.
finally packed up and headed home for the semester. I don't know what they do, but the novelty of protesting is worn off. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
So yeah, the diner was good and busy. And if you haven't been there, you got to check it out. It's got an Optimus 1.5-ish behind glass in the stairwell. There's little Tesla decorations of all kinds. The gift shop upstairs has some of the neatest swag you've ever seen. There was no Optimus out doing popcorn today, so deeply disappointing. Had to deal with grubby human dished up popcorn, but I don't know. Maybe in the future. Yeah. So the
All right.
Tesla diner was fantastic.
So you've driven from Northern Oregon all the way down to Lathrop, all the way down to LA, now back to Sacramento. I'm assuming you've done all of this in a Tesla with FSD 4.3 point something.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
4
right.
point.
Yeah. Well, 4 point,
Oh,
whatever almost everyone has.
the other one,
14,
4.2,
2,
4.2.5.3 or something.
yeah, something like that. 225, I think. 14225. And people said, "Oh my gosh, you did 12 hours drive on your first day. You must be exhausted." Nah, nah.
Yeah.
I didn't drive it. And then people wish me well and say, "Drive safe." I go, nah, nah. That's not up to me. If you want, you can tweet at Tesla and say, "Tell drive Brian safe." But they know. It's just that easy. Yeah.
So are you running? I just did 180 miles yesterday. And I'm on 12.6. I had zip, zero. Not even a
Yeah.
confused moment, not a time when I went, oh, stupid car. I mean, and that's 12.6. Did you have
Mhm.
any moments that must have been like a couple of thousand miles? Uh,
Yeah. No,
no.
no. And that's the problem is I can't shoot FST videos because it's 12 hours of
Boring.
nothing except me saying, I'm going to disengage because I want to park here
Oh,
instead of
that's
here.
right.
And I don't count that. The car counts it. The car says, oh, I'm still at 98% and I will not hit 99. I've got to get another 4,000 miles with zero of it driven
Zero.
by me. I don't remember the number. It's probably 2 or 3,000 miles I'd need to go with zero takeovers. And there's times I want to take over.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to eat. I'm going to look around with my human eyeballs like a primitive meat-based life form. That's what I'm going to do. But I
So
did get to see a couple of Tesla semis out on the roads. That's
oh,
always exciting.
oh, that is exciting. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
am I am confused, and most of the time
Well,
I'm not. I mean, from time to
well,
time I'm confused. Oh,
eh.
okay. Don't ask my family members. They might say it's more often than I think. And I'm going to ask you a question that I don't think you'll have the answer for, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you thought about this or somebody's told you. Anyway, why did the Dallas robotaxis, the unsupervised robotaxis, I guess there was only one. They put out one robotaxi in Dallas, and we've had reports of like 17. No, okay, I think four weird things that it did.
Hmm.
Um, when you and I are driving around for thousands of miles and having no weird things at all.
So I haven't heard the reports of the weird things, so
Oh,
I
you
don't know
didn't? Oh,
what they
okay.
are, but I can answer it anyway.
Okay.
You and I are on mature versions.
Mhm.
Your 12, 6, 5, 3,
Six,
what,
six.
4,
Yeah.
yeah, is mature. It's
That's
well
2 years
tested.
old or
It's
whatever.
battle tested. My 14 to 14
No, yeah,
to
14.25 or something. Yeah.
whatever is uh is battle tested.
Yeah.
It's probably on 14.3, which has potential. I mean, I haven't seen it myself, so it could have some potential weirdness. But then it's got another thin layer on top of it to make it a robotaxi.
Mhm.
And I don't know what it is that they're doing to make that thin veneer. And sometimes the glue on the veneer can damage the wood underneath. I don't know, but those are all possibilities.
Okay. All right. I predicted on I had a very good week for predictions, Brian. I mean, I
Mm.
knocked it out of the park. And so one of the things I predicted, which I wasn't able to report on until today, was that the ramp on the cyber robotaxis in some way, that the ramp would move up. Actually, I predicted today,
Mm.
but it happened 2 days early. And so on Saturday, we started having this Dallas and Houston, even if it was only one car in each place. And according to not Troy, in order to Sawyer Merritt this morning, we have a second robotaxi now in Houston, unsupervised. So we're up to three between the two cities. But anyway, I get credit for calling that there was going to be a ramp in, even if it was 2 days before. I said I thought it would be on 420, but it was on 418 instead. I'm still looking for something to happen today on 420. Um, so, um, we're still going slow, very slow, slow. I mean, I'm glad to see two more cities with unsupervised. I'm glad to see three more cars with unsupervised, but man, it's going slow.
Yeah. So your question is why? What's the
I
question?
guess, sure.
So, slow and steady wins the race. The ramp up is happening. You in the outbound lots. That gives me all the emotional support that I need in my fragile moments here. So I'm not worried about it. We are seeing it roll out. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But we
Jeffries.
are
Oh,
we are going to talk about the semi factory though
oh, that's right, the
before we're
semi
done,
factory.
right?
Yes, you're right. I would have almost forgotten.
Well, so the semi factory is doing great. It is We are seeing the steps we need to see. We are seeing stamped components outside in the dumpster, which is great because that just means that they're getting it dialed in. We are seeing them bringing over pieces from next door, from 550 Milan, where they have the pilot line running to finish the trucks going through. If I've never seen one. Okay, you don't live on their routes. That's fine. They are on the road. Someone asked, well, where are they? I said, I mean, I-80. Does that answer your question? Because that's, if you, statistically, there's at least one or two on it right now. So beyond that, I can't help you. The factory is coming along. We will see production this year. And if you're going to be in Portland and you'd like to get a ride in an electric semi this Sunday, the 26th, at the Daimler Truck headquarters, we're having the Oregon Electric Drive Electric Month event, and we have convinced Daimler to bring out an 𝐓𝐞𝐬𝐝𝐚𝐲 and give people rides in it. And there'll be other cars you can test drive if you want. We always get a bunch of the local companies to bring out some cars for the show. I'll be speaking, and it'll be a lot of fun. oeva.org, or just come to the Daimler Truck headquarters on Sunday. We start at about 10. It'll be interesting, and you can be one of the very few to get a ride in it.
Well, we started this particular episode with information about the stock and about the financials, and we had just before I came on air, we had Jefferies giving a nice raise. Actually, I was surprised. As Jefferies raising from their PT of 300 to a PT of 350. Now, that's still way under where the stock is today, but the fact that they gave it a 10, 15, 16% rise, I think that's pretty good news. They said, and the article, the way they couched the note, it seemed like they've already gone past cars, they've gone past energy, they've gone past Robotaxi, and they were concentrating on Optimus, which I thought was very unusual.
It feels like they're not doing their own homework. When I was in high school, we had to take one of those aptitude tests to decide what you should be in the future. Yeah. And mine came back fashion designer or model. And the real lesson here is don't cheat off the girl next to you. You're going to come up with the wrong answers. So I've learned that lesson well. No, it's these guys are playing catch up. I swear. You can, if I ask you to make me a model with a bear in a bull case, you could do it.
Yeah.
And what they do is just pick a number and then write the case to support it. I swear that's what they're doing. Because when you'll notice when everybody moves their price targets, all the other guys say, oh, we have to move ours too. What should we do? And some of them are more aggressive and some are more conservative. But I guarantee you their models are more astrology than astronomy. And it's what happens.
All right, then. Well, okay. So as mentioned earlier, you need to follow Brian. You need to follow him on his YouTube channel. You need to follow him on where sometimes I'm even known to be graced with an appearance. And then you also need to follow him on X. He's commonly putting out really cool stuff on X. So, and then, that's all I got. You got anything?
And then follow me to Portland.
And then follow you
to get a ride in an electric semi.
That's right. 100%. Actually, all that's true. So, Brian, thank you as always for jumping on. And for all of you out there, it's been great talking to you.